Good morning. So today I am going to start your second chapter. Okay, it is structure of atom. Structure of atom. So this atom, okay, has been derived from a Greek word atomio. Okay, atomio meaning okay, it means uncuttable, or non-divisible. Okay, so around 400 BC, okay, so early, okay, we can say Indian and Greek philosophers okay, were told about these atoms, that atoms are the uh, building block, we can say basic unit. Atoms are basic unit. Okay, around 400 BC, okay, it has been told by Indian and Greek philosophers. Okay, so we will be discussing structure of atom, how an atom, okay, looks like. Okay, means about structure. Okay, so at first we will be discussing discovery of electron. Okay, atoms we have discussed now. Dalton's atomic theory we know. Okay, then we have discussed modern atomic theory in first chapter, so we know what are atoms, and the theories regarding atoms we know, we have already discussed. Now we will be discussing, okay, subatomic particles. Okay, means electron, proton and neutron. Then we will discuss any further. Okay, so put heading discovery of electron. Discovery of electron. Okay, so discovery of electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson, Sir J.J. Thomson. Okay, so how electron was discovered? Okay, we will take a discharge tube. It is cylindrical, actually it is cylindrical glass tube. Okay, actually it is cylindrical glass tube, or we can say thick glass tube, cylindrical thick glass tube, which is known as discharge tube. Okay, so it is cylindrical. Okay, it is cylindrical and its length is 50 centimeter. Its length is about 50 centimeter. Okay, it is approximately 50 centimeter long. Okay, so in this discharge tube, okay, one cathode and one anode was fitted. One cathode and one anode was fitted. Okay. So this is cathode, say this is cathode, and say this is anode. We know cathode is negative, anode is positive. So say this tube is, okay, this electrode is cathode, this electrode is anode. So this is negative, this is positive. Okay. And one very important thing, okay, one we say pump was fitted here, okay, to control pressure of the gas. Getting this? So say it is pump, it is pump to control pressure of the gas. Okay. So this one is discharge tube. What is discharge tube? It is cylindrical thick glass tube. What is discharge tube? It is cylindrical thick glass tube. Okay. It is approximately 50 centimeter long. Okay. And one cathode and one anode is used here. Cathode is negative, anode is positive. Okay. Now just connect these cathode and anode with potential difference. Or with, say, a DC source. Okay. So cathode is negative, so negative terminal, okay, is connected by with cathode, and positive terminal is connected by anode. So this is positive terminal and it is connected by anode, which is positive. Okay. So in this way the circuit was completed. So initially it was seen, you know, gases are bad conductor of electricity. Gases are bad conductor of electricity. Getting this now? Gases under normal condition, okay, gases under normal condition are bad conductor of electricity, or we will say poor conductor of electricity. Okay. So initially when gases were filled in this discharge tube, initially when gases, here gases are formed. Okay. Which kind of gas? The gas which is under experiment. Okay. So gases were filled in this discharge tube. So initially at low voltage, and high pressure of the gas, I am writing it here. Initially at low voltage and high pressure inside, high pressure of gases inside the discharge tube. Okay, no current was flowing. no current was flowing. Okay, no current was flowing means I told you gases are bad conductor of electricity. Okay, and that's why it was not conducting. Okay, but when this voltage, okay, was increased, say I think it was 10,000 volt. Okay, it was around 10,000 volt, means at very high voltage, at very high voltage. Okay, and pressure of the gas, okay, was we say decreased. Okay, how? By using this pump, by using this pump, okay, pressure was maintained, okay, as required. So pressure of the gas was reduced, pressure of the gas was reduced, and this voltage across this cathode and anode was increased, and this voltage was very high. It was around 10,000 volt, okay, as I remember. Okay, so what he observed these gases became conducting. Getting this, these gases became conducting in nature. So I am going to write it. At very high voltage, at very high voltage, around 10,000 volt, around 10,000 volt, and very low pressure. Okay, and very low pressure of gases inside discharge tube, inside discharge tube, it was seen, okay, the gases started conducting. So getting the difference, I told you gases are bad conductor of electricity, poor conductor of electricity. So initially when low voltage was there and pressure of the gas inside discharge tube, okay, was comparatively high, then gases were not conducting in nature, means no current was flowing there. Okay, but when the voltage, okay, was made extremely high, okay, say about 10,000 volt, okay, and pressure inside the discharge tube was reduced using this pump, okay, then it was seen the gases started conducting, means current started flowing. Getting this or not? Okay, so this is what, this is we are discussing discovery of electron. Okay, so what happened, I don't want to rub this diagram, that's why I have to rub here. Okay, so a stream of particles called as cathode ray, originating from the cathode. Okay, a stream of particles called as cathode ray originating from the cathode, okay, was traveling towards anode. Getting this? Okay. So what happened? I told you gases were present inside this discharge tube, and at very low pressure of the gas, at very low pressure and extremely high voltage, okay, what happened? These gases which were initially poor conductor, okay, started conducting electricity. Okay, so how it started conducting electricity? What happened? Some rays originating from the cathode, okay, were traveling towards anode, getting this? And these rays were known as cathode rays. These are what? These are cathode rays. Why this was called as cathode rays? Because it originated from the cathode. Okay, why this rays was known as cathode rays? Because the rays was, okay, originated from the cathode. That's why it was known as cathode ray. It was originating from cathode and traveling towards, okay, anode. And I told you these cathode rays, okay, were stream of particles, means so many particles were traveling, from cathode to anode, and these so many particles, okay, so many stream of particles, okay, formed cathode ray. Getting this now? Okay. So we will be discussing properties of these cathode rays. Okay. So I am just dealing one point. Okay. These cathode rays are actually not visible. We cannot see these cathode rays. Getting this? These cathode rays are not visible. Okay. The cathode ray produced was not visible. Okay. So how could we able to know these are rays? We were not able to see. Okay. So what happened? At anode, okay, some holes were made. At anode, some holes were made, and this side, okay, fluorescent tube, one coating I will tell you later. Okay, one coating is there. Say it is coating. It is coating of zinc sulfide, ZnS. Okay, it is known as fluorescent. Okay, and characteristic of this fluorescent, okay, we say this fluorescence, okay, this fluorescence or this coating of ZnS, okay, the characteristics of this coating of ZnS is when a ray will strike on this, it will automatically glow. Getting me or not? I told you cathode rays produced was not visible. So how did we come to know, okay, that some rays are originating from cathode and coming towards anode? Okay, if it was not visible, so it was possible when in anode, okay, some holes were made, and this side of the discharge tube coating of ZnS was done. This coating of ZnS is known as fluorescence. is known as fluorescence. Getting this now? And characteristics of this fluorescence is whenever a ray will strike on this, okay, it will automatically glow. It will automatically glow. So it was seen when high potential and low pressure inside the gas, this discharge tube was maintained, then some kind of rays called as cathode rays originating from the cathode, okay, traveled towards anode, and I told you here some holes are there. So through these holes, these, okay, were made to strike this fluorescence or coating of ZNS. And I told you after striking, okay, these here it is, na, okay, these glow, okay, these were started glowing. Getting this now? So the scientist came to know some rays are coming from cathode ray, okay, and it is towards anode. Okay, now come to characteristics of cathode rays. It is characteristics of cathode rays. Characteristics of cathode rays. Okay. So first characteristics of cathode rays is, these are important points, okay. Cathode rays travels in straight line. Travels in straight line. Okay. Cathode rays travels in straight line. Okay. So how it was determined, okay, that cathode rays travels in straight line? Simply, okay, say this is cathode, this is anode, okay, this is positive, this is negative, and say rays originating from cathode are, okay, traveling towards anode. I told you, okay, I have told you. So I told you cathode rays travels in straight line. How it was means determined? Some object, okay, say it is some object, okay, was kept in the path of the cathode ray, rays from cathode to anode, and some kind of object was kept, okay, in the path of cathode ray. Then it was observed it is casting shadow. Then casting of shadow took place. Casting of shadow took place in on the opposite electrode. Getting this? So from this it was concluded that cathode rays travels in a straight line. Second point is, these cathode rays are itself not visible. Second point is, these cathode rays are not visible. And I have explained this point. Okay, one fluorescent tube was kept behind the anode. One fluorescent tube was kept behind the anode. Say this is the fluorescent tube. Say this is the fluorescent tube, or it is ZNS coating. ZNS coating. Okay, and I told you here it is anode, and in anode some holes were made. Okay, and cathode rays coming from the cathode, okay, went straight through these holes, okay, and striked this fluorescent tube. And what happened? These started glowing. Okay, so from this, okay, it was concluded that, okay, that cathode rays are not visible, but it can be observed. It can be observed using these fluorescent tubes. Third characteristics is, or third property is, we will say cathode ray causes mechanical effect. Cathode ray causes mechanical effect. What does this mean? Very simple. Okay, some pedal, you know pedal, okay, pedal used in bicycle. Okay, so some kind of pedal, or say wheel was kept on the path of the cathode ray. These are cathode ray originating from cathode. Okay, then it was seen these cathode rays made this pedal or wheel rotating. Getting this or not? Okay, cathode rays, path of cathode rays is from cathode to anode, and pedal or wheel was kept. These are actually very light. Not heavy. Okay, so when light pedal and wheel, okay, were kept on the path of the cathode ray, it was observed, okay, these started rotating. So from this they concluded that cathode ray causes mechanical effect. Getting this now? Okay, next point we will say cathode ray shows deflection. Cathode rays show deflection in presence of electric and magnetic field. Getting this? Suppose I am going to apply electric field. I am going to apply electric field. Okay, just try to understand. This one is cathode, as we are discussing. This one is cathode, and rays from this cathode, okay, are traveling towards anode. This is, say, anode. Here it is anode. It is positive, it is negative. Getting this now? So when electric field is applied here, electric field is applied means we are going to use two plates. One plate, say it is positive, this one is positive plate, and this one is negative plate. This one is negative plate. Getting this? So it is what? It is electric field. So when electric field was applied, then what happened? Okay, what happened? Initially, when no electric field was there, then these cathode rays were originating from the cathode and going towards the anode. But as the electric field was applied, means two plates, one positive and negative, was applied, then it was seen, okay, instead of going towards anode, these cathode rays, okay, were deflected. These cathode rays were deflected like this. Getting this or not? When electric field is not applied, then cathode ray originates from the cathode and travels towards the anode, reaches to the anode. But as the electric field is applied, electric field with one positive plate, one negative plate, then what happened? It was seen the cathode rays was deflected, okay, or was attracted towards the positive plate, of the electric field. Getting this or not? Means what? Cathode ray is being attracted towards positive, and we know negative gets attracted towards positive. Getting me? Okay. So from here, okay, it was concluded that cathode ray, okay, is we say a stream of particles, and these particles are what? Negative. Getting me? So from this we can say cathode ray is a stream of particle or a stream of negatively charged particle. Stream of negatively charged particle called as electron. This is very important. Why it was said? Electric field was applied and it was seen cathode ray got attracted towards positive plate, and we know negative charge gets attracted toward positive plate. It means cathode ray, I told you earlier, it is a stream of particles. So the particles present in cathode ray are negative, and these negative particles were named as electrons. So I have written here cathode ray is a stream of negatively charged particle called as electrons. Is it okay or not? Okay. Very good. Now come to next characteristic, and same effect is seen under influence of magnetic field. Okay. So next point is